Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're here in the Solar and Alphino has something to discuss with us. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak to the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the Free Nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will, the military might of such an institution, oh god. Oh man. Would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. It's so confusing when they don't use weird words, and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna use some words that I have no idea how to pronounce them. But yeah, then they use normal words and I still mess up. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus have I been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation, according to the Scions. It is my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage... assuage? What the hell is that? Fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning grand company, it is yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. It is reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Lominsa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. I thought you wanted to travel with me. Isn't that literally why he asked me? Oh well. Oh man, I was sweating before and now it's cold again. So I gotta put on my sweater. Bulwark Hall, this way. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Bluffswin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, this of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Ugh. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Alright. Oh, why are they all so spread out? Like literally in the furthest corners. This game really doesn't like making things easy. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Okay, I guess he's not in. Reiner! Master Aphrodite's new organization. Yes, I heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. This with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. Well. Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvelane's door. Did I already talked to him, no? He was the first dude. Well. Precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Nordic and Vimelius keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Alright. I mean, last one is probably gonna be same thing. Why do they have to be so far away, man? Just come closer. Hello, Real. Well, if it ain't Lura, I'd not forget an adventurer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Real, don't you? Formerly of the Company of Heroes. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. It ain't often I drag my arms out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew. Top tier work. Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alrighty, lads, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. Nice. We got 1 member. Amazing. Airship landing. Not sure if I just did the dumbest thing ever or a really smart thing. Could be worse. Oh, okay, gotta remember, here's the dancer quest as soon as I'm ready for it. Laura, your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa. A member of the legendary Company of Heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing, I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seetsier proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofika's altar. My audience with the Elder Seetsier is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as per before. It's not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise. But its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Got a point though. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. No worries, it's all good. Whoops. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest. Here your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry, we were just... Oh, Laura, isn't it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mune tells me it was you who felled the fearsome black wolf. Yeah. Now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order. Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Yay, we got 2 members. Progress. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscarons. Just annoying him. Laurentius, I was selling maps and supplies to the Guardians before you and those red-belly poachers mopped the forest floor with my erstwhile employers. Hear now just how many criminals have you dealt with that my ignominious tale ignites not the slightest flicker of recognition. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, and what is your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the wood whalers will have not more to do with me. This may be just the second chance I was looking for. Revenants tall, you say. I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this. I promise you, I am a changed man. Do we really want someone that, you know, it's not really the most loyal person in the world? Oh well, let's just hope for the best. I want to be able to jump down, man. What news, Laura? For my part, the Elder Seetsier was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler in the season adventure, our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Ulda whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavour to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. not sure if we have to do this quest, but I thought so. Nah. Okay. Other ideas. Oh. Hulda, the Gilded City, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest ascending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Laura. Thank you. Wait, you're the lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't. I'd probably be dead and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Annie wrote that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man, so here I am. A new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm. It sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need, and don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Nice. Weaver's Guild. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Urson of the Church of Saint Adamalandama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate, a most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, wasn't it? Ah, there's new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the Church of the Children nevertheless. I wish you well in this undertaking. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of propositioning a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady has already spoken for good day to you, miss. I don't want to date you, man. well. Conniving never do well. That's a nice name. You'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin. By syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Just a simple no would be enough. I don't get why they all have to hold a long ass speech. Like, you can just say no and that's it. But, oh well. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next all over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Just say no. It's not that hard. I don't need a reason. I don't even care about the reason. Imagine you're just talking to all those people and they're just like, oh, yes, yes, no, no, no. Like, that would be fun. Less time consuming. How fared you, Laura? What hidden gems did the streets of Ulda offer up to your unrelenting gaze? One person. Precisely one person. A single and Amican youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. Somewhat. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Erosia's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Laura. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. Nice. Yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the three grand companies, does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Dun dun dun.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
I think we should soon start with the Crystal Tower. I mean, we have to do the side quest at some point anyways. That is all the journey I soon wish to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Laura. I'm certain the antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Radical harassment? Heretics? Greetings, Laura. Elfino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support to such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Elfino to see that all is in readiness. I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Hall of late, and I wonder if Slavborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught he requires? What can I do for you, Laura? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. I barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. Yeah, what was it? Like 5 people? Like, come on. And I appreciate your offer of aid. It's more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the antecedent. So I trust it means less work for you in the long run. Slavborn, the shipment. God's woman, what befell? We were bringing... Goddamn. We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll. Provisions are earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. They were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There's not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. When did these supplies originate? House Fortoms, we collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Laura, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortoms? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I'm certain Lord Orshval will be glad of your assistance. All right. Alright, I make a quick cut here. Alright, we're back, and here is Orshval. Well, if it isn't my fine friend Lura Arda, would you care for a plate of roast caracul, some mulled wine? No? Ah, I see. You have not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Coerthas soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Nice. Lady Iceheart. I mean, I do know her, but no idea about the whole story. Where's my music, man? Laura, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray, speak plainly. I am a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say, by the fury, but you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess then, this is sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly without warning and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of righteous fervor. There's an unsettling and unnatural seal. Perhaps you would care to question one of their recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after Trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Alright. Oh, infirmary's up. Tell you what happened? Why yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly blackhearts. I was traveling My usual route to White Brim Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. Damn, I have to keep looking at the cat because I just saw like she was cleaning her face. It was adorable. Okay. No, don't walk away. Just keep looking at the cat. I'm gonna read. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. At the right angle. Oh! My heart. Okay. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. It was then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words "return to Snowcloak." No. I dare say that that is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me it was a miracle I survived at all. Now not just my thick skull to save me a second time. I see. Oops. Draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come-seeking heretics. We share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished, like icy rafts. Raves? I don't know. Ooh, who's that? Really? That's what the cutscene was for? And she was just like, Oh man. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself, come to sneer at our folly? And to where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. It would be best were we to return to White Brim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Tremont. Back we go. But I love that the cutscene was literally just her showing up being like, That shit is, I love that took a whole loading screen. Thank you, game. That was precious. Up, up, up we go. Dora, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provision lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may well be the very lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Oshval of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. My throat is going ham right now. I feel like I have to cough every 2 seconds.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody.
And those squats were funny as hell.
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
She can say,
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak?
Yeah.
Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
What? That was already it? Alright, it's good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen wastes of Coerthas? It's beautiful. Our Rotoms is to send us a second shipment. I must send thanks to Lord Oshval for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers for those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Elfinod's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. Wow, that's ugly. While you were away in Coerthas, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Really? Now I become a secretary? I feel like I'm way too underappreciated, not gonna lie. No, they let me do all the stupid stuff. But actually, let me see. I think I should turn down the music a bit more. These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file the lot in my waste paper basket. Ah, Laura, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand. Splendid. Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't the time to check them all down. The recruits know to don their garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll want to report directly back to Elfino if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Like, who cares if you have a uniform? Like, I mean... Especially for us, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm the only one that does anything. So, yeah. Where the hell is that person? Oh, of course you're out here. Those who believe this company will see no riches are short-sighted fools. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Thus did I sign my name to that cause. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. Sure. I thought it best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. Our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my induction into the Wood Whalers. Isildur has at last retired from the adventurous life. Though I shall miss his wisdom and irrepressible spirit, I'm excited to forge my own path forwards. Ah yes, the uniform, thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Okay. Hello there, lass. Looking for me, was ya? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure as I'd hear it amongst all the bustle. Proper uniforms and all, this thing will cut off the blood to my head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a new adjustments. A few adjustments, I guess. Little Alamigo could learn much from Revenant's Toll, that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation. I've never worn aught quite so voluminous. Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time. Oh. I was stuck. Nora Arda, gods, I did not expect to meet you strolling about town. The tales of your primal battles were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. It's an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride. I don't believe we've met. I'm Ilbert. I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much did I lose to the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others in rebuilding their lives. The uniforms are a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is essentially a band of strangers. The scarlet garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hardy defender of Nimsa. And in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm and thought this new company a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Now, that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. True. Not saying that that's good, but you know, it is what it is. They're always just chilling. Why is he still standing on the seat? And you too. Get a higher chair if it's too small. Yes, Laura. Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you've now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small corps of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I had thought of a name for the company? This is my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Laura. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement. Just tell us what it's called, man. Spends too much time with Midphilia.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed. Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all! For the freedom of all!
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready. I'm eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions. Yes, I'm listening. So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension. Truly? Kryl is alive? Thank the 12. I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger. My thanks. I shall contact you anon.
Is it just me, or isn't it incredibly rude that she always picks up the phone, like, phone or whatever, to talk whenever I'm there, and I just listen in to everything, and she's not even like, "Ah, excuse me," or something. Like, come on, man.
When I learned of the loss of the Isle of Val, I dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death. Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well? I wonder. Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
No, she's dead.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidel's silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
That's complete. Wow. Another cutscene, nice. Ooh. That's a pretty shot. Oh, I got so used to the voice acting, I'm so not ready to read out stuff anymore when there's a cutscene. Very good. See that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment has spared the fate of the last. Uh-oh. Someone's brewing. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Uh-oh. Dragons. The king. Oh, snap. Oh, double snap. Oh, triple snap. Nice. And what is step 4? Traitor in the midst? Ah. Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Graves. Ephno did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. Then you help him. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be. Independent to a fault and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Elfino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. I have an amazing idea. You had the idea, you go help him. I love that they always just offer my help to whoever they feel like could need it, without ever asking me first. Oh my gosh, my mic was so quiet. Do some tricks, Vankrit. Whoa! That air is gonna be scared now. What is it, Laura? And do be concise, I'm rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say. I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions, but I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Laura. Ilbert.
Hail to you, Scion. How might we serve you?
I'm here to serve you, apparently.
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the grand companies.
No. It's kind of weird to me. I mean, his whole voice is echoing in those halls, but it is in great confidence.
Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ.
We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy.
Ivy.
He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the immortal flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Reborn of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
Oh my god, I just realized, like, all the money I spent on traveling to Revenant's Toll, I could have just used return. Not my brightest moment.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Reborn. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Besties.
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Pah! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Hilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Ah. Our hunt for the ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice it to say, we must tread warily, but one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Levier. Good thing I reminded myself that I can use return. Yeah, I can also just walk in the completely wrong direction. That's totally fine. We are returned from Ul'dah, Commander. And not a moment too soon, something has happened. Uh-oh. Trouble? You will recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minions. In his Imperial contact, soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. Uh-oh. God damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Guardians are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Guardians with more captives, yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ilbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are. Now, Alien of the Fourth lies in wait in the tangle. Near the entrance to Castrum Sentry, seek her out, and she will apprise you of the situation. I see. Ugh. I feel like making camera is not really synced properly. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Where's the tangle? Oh. Oh. Anyone else incredibly tired now that it's so cold? Yeah, I didn't fall asleep. It just looks like I'm closing my eyes when I look down. Which is a little annoying, but it is what it is. The mountain looks so cool with those wings. Or, I don't know what it is, but it looks cool, in my opinion. You would aid us in the rescue mission. We are in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Guardians fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to the castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Guardians may be interrogating Resh over or worse. With her hurts, I fear that she will not long survive. Their attentions, we must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it is too late. Easy breezy. Are we also gonna learn that greeting? Or is that just for them? Hello. Good job, bird. Where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Guardians will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside these walls. Easy breezy. I got stunned. No. Ooh, level up. Wow. Looks so pretty. I have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. I have done us a... Oh, you have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Rush is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the mission's success to Commander Levier. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. Ooh, it's like the sunrise, kind of. Looks cool. Whoa. Stars look pretty. I really love the setting in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, the locations look so cool. Ah! Getting tired, man. Probably getting old. It does me well to see you thus returned, though I doubt not your prowess entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger has passed. You have my gratitude, Laura. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Rush owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Laura, I realize you have scars caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Coerthas. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the men expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. Ooh, let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Coming to terms. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Laura, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. Ooh. We are to treat with Sir Emmerich. I remember him. Lord Commander of the Temple Knights in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emmerich wishes to meet the woman behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent... I already forgot again how to say it. Antecedent? I guess something like that. You should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Coerthas. Maybe you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. Alright. Why do I have to speak to Minfilia, man? I'm part of the Crystal Rose. I forgot the name. Crystal? Something with Crystal. Yeah, let's just call them Crystal Bros. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador, by all means, I think it a wonderful idea. I have received no reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity of late. If Atheno believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. Antecedent, I take it Laura has explained the situation. She has, yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? I'm sorry, I had to sneeze. That's why I looked so spasmic. I don't know. Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalafia's spine, ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which besides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Tear Skies. since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected every one of their former allies, calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors, please even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Cartano, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. Damn. I've tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the Alliance at every opportunity. I've explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one our nations will fall as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why not? Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope so, rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past. This time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I'm not so naive as to think that they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart from Camp Dragonhead, Laura. Our old friend Lord Oshford is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Oh, excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Oshford likes me? Cute. Alright, I think that's it for today. I'm gonna continue tomorrow because I'm tired and I don't want to fall asleep while I'm recording. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like if you like what you see, or leave a comment if you have to say something. Obviously subscribe if you like my channel, and I try to upload every single day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.